Today, I want to discuss what I think is one of the most important things needed to drive real adoption of cryptocurrencies. And of course, we get the side-on effect if this does happen, that we will see price increases as demand for crypto assets will increase. I have seen so many stories, and I've covered so many stories about cryptocurrency adoption, right? More merchants are accepting cryptocurrencies, and that's great. And one of the major things that we need to do to help not only just push the price higher, because yeah, pushing the price higher, that's amazing, but for all of us that are here not just to get rich, I mean, that's a sweet side effect of investing in cryptocurrencies, but for people who are actually here about the money of the future, the financial systems of the future, decentralized, permissionless money, token economies, and all that fun stuff. Well, we actually have to start using it. And hey, look, the Bitcoin ETF, we talk about that a lot, and that's going to be fun and exciting. Not really, because it's not designed for us. It's for Wall Street, right? And that's going to help push the price up, and it's great in terms of speculation. But that will do nothing in helping cryptocurrencies move towards being the money of the future. It's just another asset for Wall Street to manipulate. And it's coming whether we like it or not. But in terms of something that we can actually have an effect on, something that we can actually benefit from personally, but also have an influence in making happen, that is about helping push adoption forward. And that's going to help us gain real sustained price momentum. And it's also going to help us really grow the industry in terms of services offered, getting more people involved, et cetera, et cetera. And that's actually getting out there and using cryptocurrencies. I came across this story today, which kind of made me think about some of the things I've been experiencing recently and some of the people I've talked to in terms of businesses and things that do or used to accept cryptocurrencies. And it's this. There's a story in Next Web. They are talking about Seymour's Locksmiths in the UK. Now, this is a business that has been accepting Bitcoin and Dash since 2014. That's amazing. They were ahead of the curve, without a doubt. You want to know how many customers they've had pay using Bitcoin or Dash? 0. In 5 years, not one person who's come through the door has said, I want to pay using cryptocurrency. Maybe they're just not advertising it, but I think it's the case of people don't know about it. People who do know about it aren't willing to spend it. And people who do know about it aren't willing to go out of their way to find merchants that accept cryptocurrencies so that they can help push adoption forward. Now, the good news about Seymour's Locksmiths, they're still accepting cryptocurrency. So if Seymour's is in your town or nearby, go and, I guess, I don't know, buy a lock from them. It's a very niche business. Maybe it's just that people don't need that locksmith services that much anymore these days. But nevertheless, 5 years is a long time for 0 payments. Maybe someone's going to go out and give them a sympathy buy now that they've made it into the news. But still, it's really important that we do start actually incentivizing merchants to accept Bitcoin and support them when they do. They're saying, I want to be part of the future movement, and then no one comes to help them be part of the future. On February 16th, Kaspersky Labs, this is of course the leading Russian-based security firm, they posted results from a survey which they did, which suggested that cryptocurrency-based payments are still one of the least popular methods for conducting online payments, with only 13% of people saying that they had used cryptocurrency to buy something online, versus 81% who said that they used credit cards to buy things online. It's a very, very, very big difference. Of course, that also included PayPal, which is like 70%, and other different payment methods, gift cards and things. Cryptocurrencies were the least popular by and afar. When are we going to beat Visa? Everyone keeps talking about it in crypto land. We're going to beat Visa. Yeah, more transactions than Visa. I don't care how many transactions per second your cryptocurrency has. If no one's using it for payments or purchases, what's it matter? There's no point. Visa's going to keep beating us because no one's willing to get out there and start using their cryptocurrency. Everyone just keeps tapping that Visa card. And hey, look, I'm a realist. I realize that most places do not accept cryptocurrency yet. I'm very, very well aware of that. But the places that do accept cryptocurrency could probably use your patronage. If we're all just, holding every single Satoshi until the moon, well, I guess that increases rarity on the markets, but that doesn't actually bring us towards cryptocurrency being the money of the future. And I have a news flash for merchants out there. It's already super easy for merchants to accept cryptocurrency. So if you have a business, you can accept cryptocurrency very, very easily. It's never been easier to accept cryptocurrency at your business. We have companies like BitPay and COINBASE Commerce, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's 20 other companies that are available across the world that are helping companies to actually accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and then make that transition into fiat because, hey, look, we're still volatile with these cryptocurrencies, and maybe you are just an enthusiast, so your small business is going to accept Bitcoin and you're not worried about the price being more or less by the end of the day at business. But for a lot of businesses, they might want to accept cryptocurrency, but they're afraid that by the end of the day it's going to be a different price, and that cup of coffee they sold is going to be for $5 is only going to be worth $4.50 by the end of the day, and they're losing money. As a business, you don't really want to be losing money. That's kind of not the point of the game when it comes down to it. But these services offer spot prices, transitioned straight into fiat, deposited in your bank the next day. I mean, it gets pretty easy when it comes down to it with these services, and those services are only growing by the day. But if you don't want to use BitPay or Coinbase Commerce or Travel by Bit or one of the other services available, you know what you can do? You can get a wallet, print out the QR code, and just put it next to your cash register. When someone comes in and says, hey, can I pay in Bitcoin? Yeah, sure, there's the QR code. And just check the rates real quick on your phone. It's going to be 0.01 Bitcoin for whatever you just bought. Easy. It's really easy. So it's not the merchants that are unable to accept cryptocurrency. And hey, look, if you want to go the whole next step, if you're a merchant, have a cafe, for example, get a PoonDX terminal. These things are really exciting. Not only can you accept cryptocurrencies via the PoonDX terminal, you can also buy and sell cryptocurrencies via the PoonDX terminal, making your cafe into a mini cryptocurrency exchange, which is pretty cool when you think about it. But you know what the missing equation in this all is? We have the merchants, we have the cryptocurrencies. We're missing you. Seriously. We all need to get out there and support our local businesses that accept cryptocurrencies. Everybody wants mass adoption to come, and so few are actually willing to get out there to make it happen personally, on a personal level. It is this classic, oh, but it's someone else's problem. Someone else is going to go out there and buy lots of coffees and pizzas and cars and all these things using cryptocurrency. I'm just going to sit back and wait for the price to go up so I can sell at a higher price. Put your money where your mouth is. Go out there and support your local businesses who are putting themselves on the line by accepting cryptocurrencies. But my tax problem, Lark. Come on, guys. Look, yes, there is the tax obligation in many jurisdictions when you go and spend cryptocurrency. If you made gains on that cryptocurrency, it might be quite tedious to account for whatever your gains tax was on that for your $5 coffee purchase. And so there's that. But in most jurisdictions globally, honestly, right now, cryptocurrencies are in a total legal gray zone. It's really worth keeping in mind. Second, no one's really gonna know if you go and spend $5 and buy a coffee. I mean, maybe in some jurisdictions, yeah, technically you're supposed to keep tabs on that kind of stuff, but no one's gonna know. It's like spending cash. Seriously. You can just do it. You can just do it. And if you are super concerned about the tax man coming and saying, hey, you bought a $5 coffee and you owe us 5 cents for that because you had a tiny percentage in gains on the Bitcoin that you bought, blah, 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 well, then just deal with it. Figure out a way to deal with it. It's really not that hard. Get a spreadsheet, write it down. You do all kinds of other accounting stuff anyway. Remember, you only pay tax on the gains, so again, in most jurisdictions, it's a very different picture depending on what country we're talking about. Some countries it's illegal to pay for things in Bitcoin, but they do it anyway. Like in Indonesia, you're not supposed to be using Bitcoin as money, but you can go to Bali and there's shops that accept Bitcoin. So we're in a gray zone in most places right now, and not spending your Bitcoin, especially for small purchases, just because you're scared of taxes. I mean, you can do it. You really can, guys. And if you want to say, oh, but then there's the transaction fees I have to pay. I mean, have you seen how cheap it is to send Bitcoin right now? And Bitcoin is the most expensive one to send. It really is. And most places accept Bitcoin. But plenty of places accept other cryptocurrencies. You can spend Ethereum or Litecoin or Zem or all kinds of different stuff. So if you're worried about spending large fees and having to spend 10 cents or 20 cents to send a Bitcoin transaction, that's okay. I get it. You don't want to throw those Satoshis away for nothing. Send Litecoin instead. Easy, problem solved. Pay a penny. Half a penny. Super easy, guys. But the pizza problem, Lark. The pizza problem, of course, being the very, very famous case of the guy who spent 10,000 Bitcoin to buy 2 pizzas. This was the first purchase made using Bitcoin. At the height, that was worth like $160 million or something for those 2 pizzas. But ironically, while the casual observer might say, well, that was insane, this guy must regret everything, when asked about it, the guy who actually did it said, I have no regrets. I did this to prove a point. I did this to prove that you can use Bitcoin to buy things in the real world. And to be honest, if you had 10,000 Bitcoin back in the day, that guy probably had a few 10,000s more sitting around. So again, you have to take that big picture and think, what am I actually doing here, right? Do the spend and replace. Do the spend and replace, guys. You're going to go out and spend 20, 50, 100 bucks on something using Bitcoin? Well, next time you dollar cost average in at the end of the month, add an extra 100 bucks on top of that. Get your Bitcoin back if you're worried about the future value of it. Get it back that night. I mean, a lot of apps make it super easy to buy more Bitcoin. You can hop on your COINBASE app, for example, and grab some more Bitcoin real quick. It's really easy to do. So we can spend and replace, right? Or you know what? If you go out and you buy a $5 coffee or a $15 lunch, you can just pay for it. Pay in Bitcoin and move on with your life. It's actually that easy. Just forget about it. It's only a few bucks, right? Live your life today. You never know, you get hit by a bus, guys. Watch out for buses, by the way. Totally underrated how dangerous buses are to society. Everyone's talking about terrorism, buses out there running people down left and right. Anyway, it's a public service announcement for today, guys. Also, something that you need to keep in mind, if you're listening to this and you're going, you know what? You're right, Lark. I want to get out there. I want to support my local merchants. I want to support the crypto economy. I want to buy things using cryptocurrency. Well, you better be gosh darn prepared to do that. Get a wallet on your phone. I've got 2 or 3 wallets on my phone. My favorite to use is Bread. There's a couple others, though. Abra's also a totally fine wallet. I've got a PivX wallet on my phone. I think I've actually got Zen. Okay, I've got a lot of wallets on my phone. But nevertheless, they all have a little bit of cryptocurrency in them. They're not my main points of storage by any means. But I've got a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of PivX, so if I do run into a merchant that accepts those things, well, you know what? I can walk them and say, hey, I would like to pay in Bitcoin here because I'm ready. If it's just sitting on your ledger at home, you're not going to be ready when you're out in the real world and you stumble across a merchant that accepts Bitcoin. There's so many great mobile wallets out there. It's crazy. And look, you wouldn't leave your house without cash or a credit card or a debit card, but you probably leave your house without any crypto. You can change that. Get a mobile wallet, download it, throw 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin on there, and then when you're out about in the real world, you can actually pay for something using Bitcoin because you will be ready. I want to tell you about the tale of the caribou, a local New Zealand bird. Okay, I know. At this point, you're probably thinking, Lark, WTF, why are you showing us this video of a drunken pigeon? Well, it's actually one of my favorite New Zealand birds, by the way. But more importantly, there is a brewery here in the Wellington region named after this funny drunken pigeon. And it is also one of my favorite local beers. Now, they began accepting Bitcoin back in 2014. When I called them a few weeks ago to ask if I can come in and pay for my beer using Bitcoin, the person on the phone had no idea what I was talking about. And look, fast forward the story a little bit here, and I found out that there were 2 things that came into play. One, they didn't find it easy to accept cryptocurrencies. That problem has largely been solved, as I mentioned earlier. And most importantly, no one really used it. So they weren't incentivized to go out and find better ways to accept cryptocurrency because nobody was coming in and buying anything using cryptocurrency. And this story actually repeats itself. We lose a lot of merchants, actually, that put themselves out there, put that sign up in the window saying Bitcoin accepted here, and nobody walks through the door and buys anything. I've talked to quite a few merchants like this, and that sucks. It's hard to get people back once you've lost them. Recently, I went and got a haircut. I know, you may not even be able to tell. I didn't get a big one, but I got a haircut nevertheless. It is one of the only businesses in the entire city of Wellington that accept cryptocurrency. Apparently there's also a custom built knife shop, but I didn't really need a knife, but I needed a haircut. So I went and got my haircut at the Main Hair Salon. It's in Newtown. For anyone who's in Wellington wants to go get a haircut and pay in Bitcoin for it, you can go and check those guys out. So I got my haircut, I paid in Bitcoin. And you know what? I'm going to go back there again, get my haircut again at the same place and pay in Bitcoin next time because I want to support my local merchants who are actually accepting cryptocurrencies. And I buy all kinds of stuff all the time using Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies when I can. Heck, I went to Australia, did a 3-day trip traveling on crypto. And I go out of my way to try and find merchants that accept cryptocurrencies. And there's a lot of things you can do. You can book plane tickets and hotels and all this stuff now using cryptocurrencies. It's amazing. Cheapair.com for flights. You can use Travala for booking hotels. All this great stuff. So it's all possible. But you know what? I do find retail brick and mortar merchants out there in the wild. And I asked them, hey, can I pay in Bitcoin? One of the most common things that I hear and answer, oh, we haven't had anyone do that for a long time. Just think about that. So my challenge to you, my video is coming to an end here, guys. My challenge to you is this. Get out there, find a local merchant that accepts cryptocurrency, and please go and buy something from them using cryptocurrency. Let your local merchants know that not only do you want them to accept cryptocurrency, but that you are personally willing to support them. You're personally willing to come in and actually incentivize people to accept cryptocurrencies. You will help their staff be familiar with how it works. That's an important part of the equation. You will show to them that this is a viable method of payments. It's really important for the building of the crypto economy. And I'm not just talking about crypto debit cards here. If you got your 10x card, amazing, they finally came out to some people, but that's using the old system. That's still Visa, that's still MasterCard, and that's cool. The crypto debit cards are nice, they're a nice little innovation, but use the blockchain. Send an actual blockchain transaction, pay the fee on the blockchain, get it into someone else's blockchain-based wallet. This is how it happens, guys. And then when you do it, when you do get out there and actually buy something using cryptocurrencies, tag me on Twitter with a picture of what you bought, or a picture of you buying it, or a video of you buying it, or a video of you drinking a beer that you just bought with Bitcoin, whatever it's going to be. Come and find me on Twitter. Post your pictures there. I'll be able to do a follow-up story in a few weeks if I get a lot of pictures and videos posted. That'll be super, super awesome. Anyway, just my thoughts on how we can help push cryptocurrency adoption forward. You let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You guys, as always, are super awesome. We, as the cryptocurrency community, we are at the forefront of this. We are the early adopters still. And as being early adopters, we do have these obligations to try and actually adopt the technology. But you guys are seriously rock, and I know you can do it. So thank you so much for watching the video. And for all of you who go out and actually buy something from your local merchants using Bitcoin, thank you as well for participating in the money of the future. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up on it. You can always subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And you can hit that notification bell to stay up to date when I put out a new video. Long live the blockchain. And peace out till next time. Yeah.